Ferdinand Ekeoma, Special Advisor on Media and Publicity to Abia State Governor Alex Otti, has criticized the suspended national chairman of the Labour Party, Barrister Julius Abure, accusing him of being the root cause of the party's internal turmoil. Speaking during an interview on Wednesday with press, Ekeoma stated, "Mr. Abure is the one destroying the Labour Party. He's betraying the progressive ideals of the party and, by extension, betraying Nigerians." He alleged that Abure compromised the integrity of the party for personal interest and promised that concrete evidence would be presented at the appropriate time. Ekeoma also criticized Abure's leadership style, pointing to the lack of organizational presence in many states, including Abia State. He said, for instance, before Governor Alex Otti and others joined, the Labour Party didn't even have an office in Abia State. Yet Abure acted as though the party was firmly established across the country. While dismissing allegations of bribery, Ekeoma admitted that party leaders, including Abure, received financial and logistical assistance during the 2023 elections. "I'm not talking about the bribes, I'm talking about support. It wasn't wrong to assist the national chairman of the party, but there were compromises everywhere he looked," he added. When asked about Abure's public challenge for proof, Ekeoma dismissed it with a jab. "If Abure meant well for the party, he wouldn't be boasting. We are just laughing. He thinks he's dealing with kids," he said. The internal crisis within the Labour Party has become increasingly visible, casting a shadow over the political movement that once captured the hearts of millions of Nigerians, particularly young and urban voters. While suspended national chairman Julius Abure continues to defend his integrity, his critics argue that his actions contradict the core values on which the party was founded. George, I will start with you on this one. While I was reading the story, I noticed that at some point you became sad. What do you make of Labour Party crisis and the back and forth between Julius Abure, Nenadi Osman, and the governor of Abia State, Alex Otti?
This is not the first time we've discussed this matter. We, as a people, as Nigerians, as politicians, we want competition. We don't want a one-party state where just a party, will run away with the coveted prize without any challenge. And it's unfortunate that at least in the last election, the two leading political parties, the two leading opposition political parties that ordinarily should even been thinking of how to merge, to challenge the APC, is having serious internal, are having serious internal problems. We just finished discussing PDP issues, and now we have gone to Labour Party. The same problem. So what's the essay to the governor just accused Abure? Is his own opinion, no doubt, but I think Abure has not done well with the Labour Party. Sometimes these struggles, you keep asking what for, to what end. You should be looking at the bigger picture. The kind of challenge that Labour Party mounted in the last election, one would have thought that they would have built on that, consolidated on that, and by now we just came up with some things that the Labour Party did not have agents in all the political polling units across the length and breadth of this country. They did not have this and that. One would have thought that by now, those are the areas they'll begin to work on to ensure that by 2027, they will ride on what happened on 2023, to gain momentum. Unfortunately, even from the leadership, I'm not even talking about those who are the followers, the leadership of the party. And once the leadership of the party keep having problems, what do you expect of the followers? Like my brother here said, Labour Party was not known. It was people who volunteered and began to preach this thing everywhere that sunk in the heart of the people. So some of them will be looking back to say we wasted our time and effort because of what Abure is doing. So for me, I think that Abure may not end up winning this fight. It may also be Messiah at some point that will lead the only governor they have on that Labour Party platform to move. Like I said there earlier, party is just a vehicle. The politicians have the latitude to move. Sometimes they keep waiting, looking for an opportunity to do that. So if this problem persists beyond now, I don't see Otti remaining there, because Otti will also want to go back. And the man, even in one of those interviews I read, said he had no problem with Tinubu. He's a friend to Tinubu and things like that. So it will not be a problem for him to switch. It might not be APC, it might be any other party, provided his own position will be, will remain intact. As in, nobody want to tamper with it. You know what I mean by that. So my advice, I do not want to meddle, much into their internal issue, because I'm not even a Labour Party member. But my advice is that they should close ranks. Whatever the issues, I believe, no matter how intractable, people can sit down and if they give and take turn, shift ground, shift ground will come to a compromise somewhere. And I agree. The most important, they should look at what is ahead of them, because from the look of things today, P2B, who was their presidential candidate at the last election, will just be sitting by and be watching what is going on. I'm not sure he's happy. He also wants to run for election in 2027. So if the Labour Party that became a platform for him at the last election is not holding, probably he'll look for another place. Because the most important thing is that he wants to run for election. So what is happening in that party is regrettable. Abure, holding so strongly on the position that has aspired, that he should have given way, for other parties. In fact, supported any other person. Or even if he wants to come back, it's something that you can negotiate with the powers that be or with members of the party for them to extend your tenure. Maybe because you feel at that point you're the only person that has what it takes to lead the party to glory. But this way he's fighting it is with polarize the party, just like the way PDP is dying today. That is the way the Labour Party will die. At the end of the day, Governor Otti and other leaders of the party will look for any other vehicle, any other political party and pitch their tents there. And that will be the end of Labour Party. And Abure himself will regret. But again, this is Nigerian politics. I hope nobody is somewhere
beating drums. That has been an allegation that has been going on over and over. Now, building on the last statement that George just made, that he hopes that nobody is somewhere stoking the fire of this inferno that is burning in Labour Party. Not too long ago, Julius Abure had appealed to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to intervene in Labour Party crisis. It was actually discussed on my show, and I was trying to make it make sense to me. I think that was yesterday, actually. I was trying to understand how the suspended national chairman of Labour Party is calling on the president, who belongs to an opposition ruling party, to mediate into the internal affairs of his party. Yes. now, you are a member of Labour Party, and this question goes to you now. I will need you to clarify this one. And secondly, with regards to the allegation of Otti mismanaging funds and all that, you recall that Mrs. Oluchi Opara, the National Treasurer, had accused Abure of mismanaging diasporan funds and some funds that came in during the 2023 presidential general elections. And Abure, in response, suspended Oluchi Opara. You recall that that allegation is still hanging. And now, this is what it is. It has exacerbated to this point of pointing fingers. You ate money, you didn't eat money, and all of that. Is there any, hand that is beating the drums of this music, the masquerade that is dancing in Labour Party? What do you have to say to that? And then these allegations of financial misappropriation.
First and foremost, the question I want to ask is, do Nigerian politicians have shame? That is the question. And I'm asking that to Nigerian politicians. Una no get shame. Do you know what does Abure want to achieve? Because honestly, Abure is already gathering people's hatred for himself. I asked this question in 2023 when Labour Party lost presidential election. I knew everything Abure did. I would say I was an active member. I participated fully in that election. And I saw the hand of Abure in all this. And the question is, what does he stand to gain? Now, you finished that fight, we lost. Do you know that most of the polling units, the PDP, seeing that Labour Party does not have agents, we print LP and stand to give approval to whatever manipulation that happened. APC in their own, we print because they saw that LP was like, just as you say, it was a kind of tsunami. And the followership Labour Party organic. There was nothing like either coercing people. You know, we had a slogan now, we know they give shishi. Money was not used to induce people, yet they followed willingly. In fact, we spent our money to push Obedient Movement and Labour Party. And Abure, when I read his statements that anybody should come and say publicly, blah, 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 I say, oh boy, you know the shame. There are things you don't call people to public defense. If they come to debate with you publicly, you will still carry shame. You may say that you acted smartly, but your smart action might be followed with smart intelligence of the people who are watching you. There are several things that if we begin to bring out, Abure won't have mouth to speak. But while I still feel that he's doing what he's doing publicly is because Nigerian politicians don't have shame. Now look at, you finished with Labour Party in 2023 general election. It is expected of you to quietly bow out. You've gotten whatever money you needed to get. Now go with the respect of one-time national chairman of Labour Party. But you said no. You stick yourself to it. All you want to do is to rubbish that Labour Party and rubbish the effort of Mr. Peter Obi, who gathered people to make you relevant. Now you are doing everything, fighting Obi, fighting Otti. You know that your party has produced one of the best governors in this nation, Nigeria. And while others are praising your governor, you are there looking for how to throw tantrums and say, what do you stand to get at the end of the day? Now, courts say leave, you say you no go leave. People say leave, you say you no go leave. You don't respect Peter, you don't respect Peter Obi, you don't respect Alex Otti, and now some legislators from your political party are defecting, and it doesn't matter to you. All you want to do is to remain. I once told one of the governorship candidates of Labour Party in Nigeria, I said to the person, I said, look, one day Abure will stand alone. Abure, wife and children will be members of Labour Party. And by that time, he will be satisfied. Now, you see, George made a statement that someone is somewhere stoking fire for Labour Party or bring what is happening in Labour Party. And from the statement you made, that Abure was calling on President Tinubu to come and resolve, in fact, wade into the internal crisis of Labour Party. Who does that? So that is to tell you that Abure has his hand, in fact, he has romance with the APC-led government, and yet sitting in the position of national chairman of Labour Party. He has a hand with APC. And I believe that why he's sticking his neck, just like we see PDP being destroyed, and all those who can speak up are coming to say, we give our allegiance and support to the APC president. Like you can see our very good brother here, he's a PDP staunch member and serving in APC government. And Abdul Ningi has come to say that the PDP is rejoicing, APC is rejoicing that Wike is doing well because they borrowed Wike from PDP. And that is the simple truth. Wike is doing well. We commend him on that. In fact, in the area of his infrastructural development in FCT, but APC borrowed him from PDP. But the question we are now asking, is he still in APC or has he gone to PDP?
We are not at that. We are still on Labour Party.
Yes, we are coming. I'm just throwing this. Right. We are asking whether he's still in PDP or in APC. We're also asking Abure whether he's still in Labour Party or has he moved to APC, because his handiworks are simply showing that someone is using him to destroy Labour Party. And when he destroys Labour Party, he will destroy Peter Obi's political career. Because as he stands now,
move to another party,
as he stands now, mark my word, as he stands now, Obedient Movement has lost a lot. Even if Peter Obi moves to another political party, you know that people
will not be with the same,
it will not carry the same vibe. No. You remember that a lot of people paid supreme price forbidden movement. And we saw how everything was watered down. So how do you think that such people will still carry the same vibe into any other political party that Obi might come into? Some of us are die-hard obedient because we are looking for a change in the society.
All right.
Anybody that suggests that he has anything better to do for Nigeria, we follow him. Not because we love that person as a person, but because we love that person's policies and ideologies. That's just that.
All right.
So for me, Abure coming to say that nobody gave him money, he didn't eat. Abure ate money. And we know, we who served in the Labour Party knew that he ate money. And he didn't disburse the money that's supposed to come to us.
Now the question would be, can you substantiate this allegation?
Now, yeah, if we call for it, we begin to bring proofs.
Can you substantiate
I said we have a lot. I said
okay,
the money that's supposed to come to us didn't come to us. Where did it go?
All right.
If money that's supposed to come from the national did not come, where did the money go? So they will now have to come and because it's just like when you're supposed to give me money and you didn't give me that money. And you are telling me that I cannot substantiate the fact that you ate money. I will now ask you, where is my own quota?
All right, very well. I just hope that this is purely your opinion and not the opinion of ATN. And I believe...
Yeah, not the opinion of ATN, because ATN is not even Labour Party member.
If you can substantiate that, and you said you can substantiate that. I wanted to clarify that. Now, another thing I find quite interesting is in the build-up of 2027 and the defections and cross defections, the cross carpeting that is happening now, one would say that had it been Labour Party had their acts together with the crisis that has bedeviled the PDP, this would have been, a very good time for Labour Party to quickly take over the position, of PDP and become the second force, in Nigeria, and also, be in a state to actually woo politicians, woo lawmakers and all that. I believe strongly that probably if Labour Party was that cohesive up until now, probably a lot of defections to APC more would have gone to Labour Party, and to a large extent Labour Party would have been much more solid and much more prepared for 2027. So one would say probably if these allegations are true.
That's why we are asking, what does Abure stand? What would he stand to gain after all this fight? Because if any politician did not defect to Labour Party in this 2025, is it in 2026 the person will defect? Because I know that finally, just as George said, Abure will not win the fight.
All right.
Yeah, but what I think he's doing is to slow the people down, to slow Labour Party down, and he's succeeding in it.
Until 2027.
Yes, he's succeeding in it, because just as you rightly said, those that would have defected to Labour Party are now, since there is nowhere to go, they are now moving to APC.
One would say this can also be remedied if Nenadi Osman Caretaker Committee could quickly, arrange a NEC and have elections done. I don't know, but then we are also waiting for INEC to take a definite stand on this. Yeah. And then probably, because I just checked the INEC portal again, and Abure is still the national, is still listed on the INEC portal as the national chairman of Labour Party by court order. So probably this is the reason for much of this confusion. So despite the fact that the Osman Caretaker Committee has suspended Julius Abure is still listed in INEC portal. So while INEC says that they are understudying the Supreme Court judgment, I think it would be nice if they can hasten up that study and then do the needful for more clarity.